Hey, what up, guys? I started making the exhaust. I was gonna run it out, or well, I am gonna run it out the bumper. Um, I went ahead, kind of tried to start fitting everything in there. Um, I had to cut this V-band flange off, and then because I kind of forgot to buy one, but I bought like a do-it-yourself exhaust kit because I wasn't for sure if I was going to run it out the bumper, but since the hole was already there, I decided to go ahead and utilize it. And I cut this V-band flange off because like I said, I forgot to order one. I went ahead and tacked it in place. Don't make fun of my welds. I'm not a great welder at all. And I'm using the trusty Harbor Freight welder. But I went to weld it up the other night, and after I tacked it, well, I went to use my helmet and I left it turned on. And I've had the helmet for about like 10, 12 years. So I ended up having to order another one. I left it out in the sunlight to try to let it like solar charge, but it didn't work. I've done that a few times, but I ended up ordering a new helmet from Amazon. This thing I think was like 35, 40 bucks, but I think it looks pretty cool. I know nobody's ever gonna see it, so not sure why I paid extra for the design on it, but looks pretty mean, even though I'm not a great welder. Hopefully I'm gonna get that thing. Came with some extra lenses and stuff. And then also I went ahead and I ordered a radiator and fan assembly, and it had the shroud on it too. I had to do that because when I was trying to fit the exhaust on there, the factory fan assembly, let me drag this into the light real quick. When I got the car, it only had this one bolt holding the fan assembly on. I put this bracket on here. I just had it laying around from something, put the bolt in there, zip tied it to the fan assembly, and then down here at the bottom I had to shave some stuff out. I'm not really sure what this fan fits, but it's definitely not made for this radiator. This was already notched out real bad. I added this piece of metal here just to, I know it doesn't look great. I had stuff here to work with, but I started shaving this down. I shaved this one down a little bit. I tried to reclock the motor because the exhaust, it was running like right through here. And the main thing I was worried about is the wires come out at the bottom. And that's why I was trying to clock the motor, because there's 3 bolts, one there, one here, and then one at the bottom. I was trying to twist this to where the wires would like come out the top of it, but they designed it to where like the spacing is slightly different, so the bolt holes didn't line up. I did add a couple of spacers to the bottom of it to push the fan and motor deeper down inside of the actual shroud here, but it was nowhere near enough. So like I said, I went ahead and ordered, because I also measured from like the core of the radiator to the very tip of the fan here, and it sticks out like 5 inches. So all the, fans and radiators I found on like Amazon and stuff, they were a whole lot thinner profile fans. So hopefully, and I didn't need a whole lot of clearance here, like maybe an inch and everything would have worked perfect. But in a way, I kind of wish I'd have just ran the exhaust under the car like I originally planned, because I had to take the bumper back off, I had to take the intercooler piping back off, and then I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see any of this, but I have shaved down some of the slave here, shaved down right there. I also put a shorter bleeder screw in, and then I cut off like the nipple that hangs off the end of it. And actually the exhaust still touches right here, but what I'm gonna end up doing is once I get the flange welded on there, I'm going to make sure everything else clears and fits. But I'm gonna go back and I'm probably gonna dimple the exhaust in. I'm probably gonna push it in a good little chunk just to like give it a little bit of clearance where it's not touching the slave. And I may end up notching this bolt hole just slightly, because actually if you push it down to where it's supposed to be, this is like level, but then the rod actually comes down at an angle. So if I end up raising the slave up slightly, it'll make that angle like straight with each other, which that will give me slightly bit more room on clearing the exhaust. But if none of this works out, I'm just gonna change directions and just go ahead and run it under the car like I originally planned. I'm not a huge fan of bumper exits. I've never had one. I definitely don't like hood exits. I don't like cutting hoods on and actually hoods on these cars, that's one of the most expensive things on these cars. They're like $550 new, and I think that's for like, you know, not like a reputable brand or anything. Like that's kind of just cheap replacement hoods, because you probably can't even get like a real Honda hood anymore. But other than that, I did get another little, let me actually go ahead and cut this open. Kind of been waiting all day to see this thing too. Try not to cut my finger here. All right, come on now. All right. Back when I was a Honda kid, I ended up getting a Skunk 2 shift knob. And I don't know why, but I absolutely loved the shift knob. And I kind of just kept it in every single car I had. I would just, like, whatever the car came with, I would take, I don't know if you can read the Skunk 2 on there or not. It's in, like, a weird light. But, man, it's so solid. Like, this thing is so heavy, and I just love the way it like made the throw feel in all my other cars. And you know, it comes with the jam nut too, so you can center the shift pattern on it. I just loved that shift knob when I was younger. It went through multiple cars, and to be honest, I'm not even sure what happened to it. I got to thinking about it after I bought this car, and I was kind of disappointed that I ended up letting it go, because like I said, I just kept it out of every car, and I would just throw like the knob that car came with. But I got a new one. If I was gonna have a Honda, I had to have the Skunk 2 shift knob to bring back memories, which also ended up getting some ethanol treatment that is actually for that car back there. That car probably won't get driven anymore this year, and it is on E85. So this coming weekend, I do have to dump some of that in the fuel tank, drive it around for a good, I don't know, 15, 20 miles probably, and then top it back off with E85, and then bring it here, park it. And the main thing I was seeing with those cars is, or when you're storing E85 vehicle, just fill it up with, you know, the treatment, top the tank off as full as possible, and then just don't start it. Because most of my cars that I let sit throughout the winter, I'll come out here every like, at least like once a month and start them and let like the engine warm up, get the oil circulating through everything. But From everything I've been reading about letting a E85 car sit, this will be the first winter that I've had this car, and none of my other cars ever really had ethanol in them, except for this car, a little Fiesta ST. It does have an ethanol tune, but it mostly runs on pump gas. So I'm kind of new to the whole ethanol scene. At one time, I did kick around putting this car on ethanol, but you know, 450 wheel, I think is achievable with like this setup, the fuel pump that's in it, the injectors that I have for it. I think the turbo is going to be good for about 400 to 450, which also it's still front wheel drive. So anything over 400 or even close to 400, I think is going to be a handful with wheel spin. But just want to give you guys like a quick update on this thing. My computer actually showed up today too, so I was gonna do an unboxing video of that and just show you guys the P28 that I got. I left it inside, but that's gonna be a separate little video, I think, because I'm gonna install the Hondata inside of it and get like the base map downloaded and everything. But I'm gonna end it off here for now, and once I get the exhaust on and everything, I'll do another quick little video, and hopefully it'll be running by then, at least on like the base map. But appreciate you guys checking.